Welcome live to the Fowler Show here on this Friday, the 24th of January 2020, to the lovely studios where I am here. And tonight we are joined by a great independent star on the independents in the, I'm going to say, the tri-state area. I want to say, yep. So I hope that's okay with you. Please welcome along Johnny Moran. Welcome to the Fowler Show. I practiced his name just before we came on the air tonight. Welcome along.
How's it going?
It's good. Well, I could be better. I could be better, to be honest with you. My voice is very croaky today, so okay. I need to get that fixed soon. But apart from that, I'm doing absolutely fine. But just for anyone who's watching this, so maybe we're thinking what's going on here. So last week, we were meant to do this last Friday, but last moment, my guest here had to reschedule the show. This is number 4 of 2020. I've catched up to Chris Van Vliet now, which I'm quite happy about. But we finally got it happened, and we got you on the show, so it's great. And you've got an upcoming show coming up. Is it next weekend, is it, for PPW?
No, it's this Saturday.
This Saturday, my mistake. Tomorrow night. There we go. I like it.
Tomorrow night. Yeah.
I like it. It was going to be next Saturday last week if we did this, okay?
Yes.
And are you looking forward to it? Are you looking forward to it tomorrow night where you can get your hands on somebody and let your frustrations out after a hard month?
Well, yeah. Also, there's like a big chance, if I win, I know my old partner, Clutch Adams, is going to win his heavyweight title defense, and if I win the Rumble, we face each other at the PPW Super Show. So that's my biggest goal right now. I mean, he is one of my best friends, but if it's me or the title, you know what I mean? Like our friendship or the title?
Yeah.
Friendship's got to go out the window, you know what I'm saying?
And that goes nicely into your post on Instagram about an hour ago. You posted a photo about you don't understand why people think you're cocky or something like that. You wrote, and that's exactly why. Why people call you cocky. Because you care more about championship belts than your own friends. That's the reason. That's the reason why they don't like you.
No, I agree.
Well, I'm glad you agree.
Hey, listen. Like, here's what it comes down to. Are you going to be friends with somebody? Because I got a lot of friends outside of wrestling. I got a lot of friends inside of wrestling. But the championship is what puts the difference between everybody, okay? Are you going to be on the top of the mountain, or are you going to help other people get to the top of the mountain? I literally helped him get that championship. And again, he's one of my closest friends. I help him beat Austin Aries.
Yeah.
So now, where's my payback in all this? where do I get something out of this? He never even offered, like, hey, Johnny, you helped me out. Why don't I give you a shot at this? I didn't even get that. So if I win this and it comes down to me and him, obviously I'm going to go over him. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying, and again, you helped beat one of the best in the business, Austin Aries. He's been around a bit in many different companies. Most recently in MLW, and great guy. I'm sure he is. I know you you have a lot of connections. I'm just stunned at the amount of people in the wrestling business. Some great people. We've kind of plugged it here on the Fowler Show, as I've been plugging you here. And last night we had on, as you saw from my Instagram and my Twitter probably, that we had on John Schuyler here on the Fowler Show. And he said to me that you do a lot of talking. So he said that you might not do a lot of, you might not be as entertaining as he was, but you will talk a lot. So is that true?
I do talk a lot. It's one of my, exceptional attributes, I would say,
Oh, hilarious. I like it. And so let's just talk to my viewers. Oh, go on.
No, I was going to say, the funny thing is about John Schuyler is I met him so young in my career, like probably my second year in. I actually wrestled for Luke Gallows. So when I put that picture up the other day,
Oh yes,
with the
yes,
mouth hanging open like Festus,
yeah.
me and my tag team partners at the time, we were called the Extra Guys, and we wrestled down in Georgia for him. Luke Gallows used to own Wrestle America. I don't think he's involved with it anymore, but that was one of my best trips I ever had in wrestling, and it was a 3-day stint. That's where I met John the first time, and then last year I met John again, or saw John again at another promotion during WrestleMania week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And did he recognize you from your second time meeting him, like after your first met, like in your second year?
No, he was like, Jesus, you changed, and I'm like, yeah. Like if you literally go through my Instagram photos, like I'm like a chameleon. I constantly reinvent my look or do something different with my look. I don't want to be seen the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't like to be, oh, he's got long slick back hair. Oh, he can grow a great beard. That's fine. But, like, I don't want to keep those things forever. I don't want to be known as that one thing. I don't want to be put in one box.
Gotcha. Quite interesting, actually. Quite interesting. But moving backwards here, let me say. When you first met John then, how many years ago was that?
I want to say that was 2015 or maybe 2016.
Okay, so it's 4 or 5 years ago. Not too bad.
Yeah.
And what enticed you then to join PPW and New York Championship Wrestling then? What gave you the idea to apply and to be a part of those two great companies in the Tri-State area?
PPW was the first outside promotion I ever wrestled for outside my school.
Okay.
So PPW, and like my tag team partner at the time, Mike Mitchell, was like, reached out to the owner. In character, his name is TJ Masters. So I reached out to TJ Masters, and he was like, I'd love to have you out. We're doing a AJ Styles seminar. So I came there, I did the AJ Styles seminar. I got on the show, and I was hooked. I never wanted to leave PPW. PPW, I will always consider like my home promotion, and that's the thing. Like every time I win something there, every time I do something there, that means a lot to me, because that's where I started. That was the first promotion that ever was like, all right, we'll put Johnny Moran on the show. So I've slowly crawled up that entire, roster of people. I've had every single belt except for the PPW championship. There's only one belt I haven't had. I've had the No Limits belt. I've had the WYLN TV belt. I've had the tag team championships there. The only belt that hasn't been in my grasp is the championship.
Yeah.
But
that might change.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, the story right there, just me and my tag team partner, because I'm sure he's going to beat Facade this weekend. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah. Well, it'd be interesting. We will definitely see if that happens or not. But don't count your chickens, though. Don't put more in one pot, because you never know what may happen.
This is true.
He might not be prepared enough for his opponent.
I'm pretty confident he's going to get through.
Yeah, because we know what's going to happen here, don't we? You're going to interfere and help your friend again, probably, and that's how it goes again. Cheaters always go about cheating every way they can.
Well, I mean, is it really cheating if the ref doesn't see?
Or if he's knocked out.
Yeah. And
it depends who is the referee as well, because sometimes, referees PPW bring in, that's good. So
that's right. Maybe they need, and you bring up a good point. Maybe they need to up their refereeing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why people are getting away with things. Yeah. Maybe we need tougher refs.
Yeah, I think so. And tell us then as well. Then who has been some of your favorite opponents you've faced in PPW and New York Championship Wrestling so far? Ignore
Yeah.
the phone, by the way, because we have got he's in the office, so you will hear the phone go a few times in this podcast. So apologies for that. But use the hashtag the Fowler Show, sending your comments to my guests as well. Go ahead.
Okay. My favorite opponents so far at PPW, I would say, we never got to square off one-on-one. Mick Drake. He's one of the biggest stars on independent wrestling right now. We never had a one-on-one, but there was a nice little 6-man tag where I teamed up with Glacier and TJ Masters, the owner, against him, Mike Orlando, and their manager at the time. So that's always one that stands out to me. Also, Deshaun Pratt, I've been in the ring with. He's someone else. There was I think it was a 6-pack challenge, and there was Lance Anawahi in it, Deshaun Pratt, Sean Carr, Clutch Adams. Trying to think of everybody else. Mike Orlando wasn't back yet. I know I'm missing someone out of that, but that always stands out to me because it was like the one match. Oh, Casey Navarro.
There you go. It comes back to you, doesn't it? It just comes back to you after a while.
Yeah, because I like, when you're in those 6-pack challenges, you try to think of who you had interaction with, because sometimes you could be in those and not interact with someone. And I know Casey, I really didn't have any interaction with. I always remember Lance because I superplexed Lance in that match. I always remember Deshaun because Deshaun eliminated me. I always remember Sean Carr because he chopped me, and I'm pretty sure my heart went out the back side of my back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He lit me up. And that match always stands out to me because that match, I would say, is where I proved I could be in the heavyweight championship picture.
Yeah.
And at that time, the title was up in the air because Mike Orlando was out with an injury. There's someone that's on my list that, he comes back to PPW whenever he wants, Mike Orlando, but, we've never squared off one-on-one. He's someone that kind of evades me, and he's someone I would love to challenge one-on-one. I've, had multiple tag matches against Mike Orlando where it's Mike Orlando and his girlfriend, Allie Rex, and it's me and my girlfriend, Christina Marie.
Yeah.
He's had a bunch of mixed tags, but it's never been one-on-one, me and Mike.
Yet, but that could change as well in the future. And of course, Mike Orlando is, a big name in the Indies as well. And if you don't know who Mike Orlando is, then Google him, do some research on him because you need to know that guy. I might actually see if I can get in contact with Mike Orlando next.
Oh, definitely.
It came to my head.
It's great to have on here.
So let's talk about then as well. Then who you would love to face this year. You mentioned about maybe facing Mike Orlando. Then who else do you want to face in 2020?
2020, whoever's the PPW champion. Whoever, and, they bring in names all the time, and I'm not going to throw any names out there. I don't need any names. Here's who I need. I need the PPW championship, and that's my goal right now. Yeah. I have the TV championship. How great would it be if I had the TV championship and the heavyweight championship? Those are my goals as of right now.
But the thing is, if you did come the TV champion as well as the world champion, that's double the work for you. It means you have to compete twice in one night, which wouldn't really work in your favor because one opponent could beat you up so badly that you can just survive to retain, while your next opponent could just take at your limbs where they are weak and take control and just beat you. So you have to be very careful what you say here, because if you did call me 2 champions, that's more work for you and more chance of an injury / losing the belt. One of them. Or maybe both.
I'm completely okay with that. I'm for double the work.
So means you'd be happy to just be the champion for 1 month.
What's that?
Means you'd be willing to be the champion for 1 month only. If that happened.
No. If it happens, I will work 2 matches and I will win 2 matches every month in and month out.
Right. Okay. Well, we will see that if that comes to proportion in a few months. Then let's talk about then some of the other stars you've been in the ring with. Then apart from Michael Lando, of course, you mentioned you faced off in a tag match. Let's talk about your relationships with a few other people. Then how have you connected with all these different people? Have they been impressed by your work, or have you just gone up to them by asking them, for tips and advice and what I could get better at, or how these conversations come about?
Is there anyone specific you're asking about, or
no, just in general, yeah.
In general, I would say I'm always one that goes and asks, like, hey, did you catch this? Or if someone's on the show, like, let's just, for example, I work at the PPW school with Mikey Whipwreck and Tommy Suede. So if they are at the show, immediately I will go after my match and be like, hey, did you catch this? What can I work on? What did you see that you liked? What did you not like? A lot of people aren't, and like, honestly, I don't really care to hear the positive. I'd rather focus on what I'm doing wrong. I'd rather focus on what I can improve on. And a lot of people don't like that per se. Like, a lot of people just want to hear, oh my God, you had the best match in the world. And it's just like, if you had the best match, you should just quit now, because it's practically unattainable to like be having the greatest match every time you're out there. There's always something that you could change, or there's always something you could have done differently. So I always like to just hear where I can improve or what I can do different next time. Nice.
Yeah. That's good.
So I'm one that always does that. I remember Ken Anderson. He watched a 6-man tag I had 3 months into wrestling with Shane Douglas. Wow. And like no one even asked him or anything. He was just nice enough to give us his time. And like, when we walked through the curtain, he's like, hey guys, could you come over here a second? And then, he was very nice, just told us some things to try, told us the things that we did wrong and things we did right. And no one asked him for that. And that's why I will never say one bad thing about that guy. He just took his time. Like, no one asked him. Like, no one went out of their way and was like, hey, could you please watch our match? Because we all were on our, like, 3rd or 4th match. Like, none of us were super experienced.
Yeah.
But he just took the time to, look out for younger wrestlers coming up. And then the same thing when we got in the back. Shane Douglas saw us go with Ken Anderson. And then when we got done with Ken, Shane literally just, he's just gave us pointers and, just took his time and, gave us like a lecture. Like, it was great. It was, and like, for me, that was huge because like I was teaming with Shane Douglas, and when I was like a little kid, like I used to dress up and call myself the franchise Johnny Moran because of Shane Douglas. Like, Shane Douglas was one of my like reasons I'm wrestling. Like, it was Shane Douglas, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Bret Hart for me. Like, those are the people that like I like idolized.
So it's because this is a first, because nobody has mentioned about the people they idolized when they were younger. They mention the Steve Austins and the Rocks and the Bret Harts, but they don't never even mention on this show anyway. Never mention about Shane Douglas ever. So so it's quite good. It's quite interesting to hear a different name for once and why they've inspired this particular person. So it's quite good. And about Shane Douglas as well, because you would not really think Shane Douglas would give advice to newer wrestlers who just breaking into the business, because he's quite this character, there's quite this person on the independents which you hear about, and so it's good that these rumors are not always true, and it's good that he actually does take care and time out of his day to give advice to the next generation, the new faces, the future of the independents and of pro wrestling. So it's quite cool that, and speaking of PPW as well, they do bring in some big names. And is anybody you're looking forward to seeing in PPW soon? Because I know that they always bring in different people now in like every one month or so. So is there anybody you're looking forward to seeing in PPW?
I would say Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn's going to be there tomorrow. So is the Brooklyn Brawler. I look forward to the chance to meet anyone that they bring in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? PPW always does that. They always make sure they get top, as they call them, name talents to come in to, have the city of, because they now do shows in Scranton and Hazleton to see, and that's something for the community and for all the talent that's on the show. Like, if you don't take that opportunity to be like, hey, did you hear my match? Did you watch my match? Could you? I mean, you're not doing the most you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Now it's funny you mentioned about Billy Gunn because it's very peculiar because we last night on the show last night on the Fowler show. Again, this show is not a weekday show, by the way. We just happened to have on John Schuyler last night. Please don't think we're on every day. We're not on every day. I wish we were, but we're not yet. Maybe one day we can. But we had on John Schuyler, and he was talking about Billy Gunn as well. So maybe you can pass the message on to Billy Gunn for me for tomorrow's show. Yeah, please do. Just to say that apparently he's not a very good singer, unlike John Schuyler. That's his words, not mine. I'm sure he would know who he is because they have a good old social media conversation apparently. But I'm sure you do with a few wrestlers, don't you, as well? I bet you have some banter in the locker room and in on social media.
Oh, of course. That's the way of the future right now. I would say it's all about promoting the show on social media and to get to New York Championship Wrestling, which we're also talking about. This month I'm facing Sean Carr, and if you don't know Sean Carr, you should. He's another one that just is blowing up the indies and has always been blowing up the indies. Be honest with you, like when I first broke in, I heard this, oh, you got to see Sean Carr. All I heard was Sean Carr's the greatest. Sean Carr's the greatest, and I'm like, God, what is this guy, like 6'8", like 270, like, and like then I met him. And I'm like, all right, he's like 6'1", like he's probably like 225, 230.
Nice.
Flies around the ring like he's, I don't know, like
150
pounds. Yeah, like it, and the legend is true. That's one guy I can say, like, the legend is true. Everything Sean Carr does is great. So I can't wait to get in the ring with him.
Yeah.
That's one opportunity that I'm going to take full advantage of.
Yeah, maybe you can pass this on to Sean Carr as well because I'm calling him out. I call a lot of people on the show, and not many people actually are man enough to accept the challenge to come on the show. For example, Pymon Jr. He's too scared to come on the show, and now it's out publicly. So he doesn't want to speak to British people. He let the British people down.
No.
Yeah, he won't. Yeah, I tried to email him, get in contact with him through MLW, but apparently he's too busy. So apparently, but I don't think that's true. I mean, just because he doesn't understand British people, I don't think that's probably what it is.
Maybe I don't know
the accent. Maybe, but for Sean Carr though, just tell him that I'm calling him out to come on this show. All you have to say to him.
I will.
See what he says.
All right. If I run into Mike Orlando, I'll tell him you're calling him out also.
Yes. Please do. And even tell Billy Gunn because even John Schuyler said I have to get Billy Gunn on this show because of that reason from last night. So I doubt Billy Gunn will accept to come on the show, but you can just...
You never know. You never know. Never say never.
You never know. Anyway, well, I mean, I'll probably just use you to call people out for me. You are the current heavyweight champion, I believe, unless you've been beaten in the past few days of New York Championship Wrestling. And how did it feel to be the face of the company?
That was huge for me because that's the first company I've been wrestling for going on 6 years now. That's the first company that's actually put the championship of the company on my back. And I take it very seriously. The owner there, really believes in me. And, it was a big deal when I won it. you know, I didn't win it in the best fashion. I cashed in the brass ring that night, and someone was retiring, and he was going to retire with the belt, and I couldn't let that happen. So his name was Omar, and he wanted to retire and go home with the belt, and I didn't want to let that happen. But, you know, my first defense went flawlessly, you know. But I can't wait to get back there and then finally, you know, square off with Sean Carr, because now it's like Sean Carr is coming in to my house.
Yeah.
You know, and I have the championship.
Into your house, and you're going to show him who's boss. And just for anyone who may be watching and thinking that Johnny is a party pooper, he's not a party pooper. He did what's best for business, and he saw that if he took the belt home, then who will be the heavyweight champion of New York Championship Wrestling?
They had to get no one got that. No one got. I was saving that place. No one got that because, you know, he could have took that home and then just kept it on his mantle.
And then
at least I'm here defending.
Yeah,
I voted Omar's sitting at home eating Cheetos. Like, I'm not doing that.
Or whatever he's doing at home in his boring time now away from the ring. But, you know, you want best for business, and maybe you could become the longest running world champion in New York Championship Wrestling history. Is that a plan, or is that a goal of yours to maybe be a longest champion?
I mean, you just pretty much put it in stone. I mean, let's face it, it's going to happen.
Gonna happen. Okay. Interesting. I'll have to bring you back on the show in a few months' time and see if you still got the belt.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And speaking of the belt, are you getting it polished as we speak right now? Is it being shined up for your next appearance?
It is being shined up. That's actually I think the same people that make that belt. Yeah. Make the UK belts for WWE. I'm almost 100% positive.
Wow, that's very impressive.
So that's why it looks so good.
Yeah, because it's authentic. It's
very authentic. that thing is heavy. So here's a little fun story for you.
Go on.
High voltage Omar wears baby oil before he goes out.
Okay.
So I beat him. He's laying there. I grab the belt. Raise it up, right? So then I go to a buckle, and as I'm stepping up on the buckle, now this belt is very heavy. It's you know, it's definitely 10 pounds, and I'm going to lift it up, and there's baby oil all over the back end, just slips straight out of my fingers.
Oh, wow.
Drop the belt, and I'm like, damn it! Like, this is my moment.
And now it's gone.
Yeah, I jumped off the ropes. I yelled at the belt, and then I picked the belt back up, and I'm like, I'm so nervous to lift it, so I just held it in my hand and didn't raise my arm very quick. I just did it so slow. Immediately, I got it home, and I wiped it down, and first thing I did was when I got to the back, I told him, I'm like, dude, you got to stop putting baby oil on, man. That belt just dropped right out of my hands.
And it went from being a cool moment to being a bounce. Featuring on. Luckily, to my knowledge, I don't think it did make it onto Bouchermania, did it?
No,
that's lucky. That's lucky.
I do have a moment that should have made it on the Botchamania that it never did, but
come on, tell us about it.
Yeah, well, the Invisible Man made an appearance at a tables match that I was at.
Okay.
Me and my tag team partner, Clutch Adams, we were at PPW, and we had a tables match, and I'm laying on the table.
Yeah.
And we only had one table left.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And I'm laying on the table, and my opponent's slowly going up to the top rope, and I'm just laying on the table, and table just gives through.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, so we lost the tag team titles without anyone putting me through a table. So then the very next month, they had a tag team battle royal for the championships because they said they couldn't strip us of the title. They did strip us of the titles, but they couldn't give us back the titles because technically I went through a table.
Yeah.
But no one put me through that table, so I still say we are technically tag team champions.
I agree with you because your opponent didn't climb up the top rope and did a splash onto anything. So technically, you are you should you should still retain the championship belts. But what a moment that was! I bet the whole crowd were burst out laughing. I bet when it just.
Oh, it was terrible. It's one of those moments that always like stays in my head. Like I went through and it went completely quiet, and then out of nowhere, like you just hear like this roar of laughter, and I'm like, God damn it!
Did you sell the table like if it was meant to if you went through it properly, if someone actually put you through it, or did you just quickly get back up to your feet like nothing happened?
I kind of rolled out, and like my manager at the time came up to me, Ryan Race, and he was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Don't effing talk to me right now." I'm like, I don't want to be bothered. And then like no one came up to me in the back because like they could tell how pissed I was and how mad I was. And actually, the only person that did come up to me, I don't know if you know who Dan Moff is. He just recently signed with Ring of Honor.
I've heard of his name. I have heard of him.
Like, has done everything there is to do on the Indies, and now he's in Impact or in Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor, yeah.
Yeah, and he's actually going to be in the NWA television title tournament too. There's like a little cross-brand or 08 and NWA thing going on.
Does that start tonight at the pay-per-view? Of course, NWA is on tonight.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just for anyone who's watching this, then it's a busy weekend. You picked the best week to come on the show. By the way.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. I can announce some huge news in 1 minute. I just got an email, so I got some huge news as well. Before we move on that story, NWA Hard Times is live tonight. I think it is 7 p.m. Eastern time. It kicks off on Fight TV. So if you got the go on the app and buy it right now, Fight TV, and watch some NWA, and you will see Johnny. I'm going to say Buddy. I don't know if you're too that close, but I'm just going to say someone who Johnny knows quite well, who's done everything in the independents, will be making his NWA debut in the championship tournament, TV tournament. It starts, I think, tonight. So if you want to see that, I want to see who Johnny was talking about, tune in tonight on Fight TV. You'll see who he is, and you'll see why he's the best in the independents and why he's now signed with Ring of Honor. Yeah,
exactly. And he was the only one that came up to me. And when I say there's not many people on this planet that make me scared or fear another human, Dan Moff. If you ever meet Dan Moff, he is a monster. That's the only way to describe him. And he came over and he grabbed me by the back of the head. And he said some very kind words, and he was just, he said, it's over. He's like, put it behind you. You can't have it back. It's done. It happened. He's like, it's happened to me before. It's done. It's over. Get it out of your head. Pretend like it never happened. And I did exactly what he said. I mean, every now and then I'll still like, it's clear in my head if I think about it, but I haven't like let it destroy my career. Like I'm not done wrestling because of it. Because when it happened, I was just so miserable. I went in the locker room and I just got like by myself and just like sat down, and everybody from the match was like trying to come over and talk to me, but like I was just like, get away from me. Like I don't want to talk. And he was the only one that like
came up to you.
Talk to. Yeah. But
it's good advice. Good advice by Dan Moff. There you go. A plug for Dan Moff. There you go, Dan Moff. Exactly. Everyone watch him tonight on NWA. Make his National Wrestling Alliance debut in the tournament tonight, and watch him on Ring of Honor every week. So Dan Moff. There you go. Let's talk about your social medias, because you're very active on your social medias. And of course, for everyone who watches on YouTube, you can see them on your screen. But if you're listening to this while go over on YouTube, then where can they find you on social media?
Instagram, I'm Johnny Moran _, and also on Twitter, I'm Johnny Moran _. And then I have a like page on Facebook I would direct everyone to, because it's hard to accept everyone as a friend because they only give you a limit of 5,000 on
You're near it, aren't you? You're near 5,000, aren't you?
Always. I literally have to go through and, like, if you're not a wrestler, promoter, or podcaster, I literally remove you. It's nothing personal. It's just I put the same thing up on my page. It's just I need that line of communication in my, actual profile. And there's nothing different. I promise you, I don't put anything different on my actual profile than my like page. But it's Johnny Moran, the wrestler, on my like page. If you can go there and just press like and follow.
Yep, and we've got here on our screens. You can see this is a page he's talking about. If we can just load this up here, hopefully. I am pretty sure this will come on now. Johnny Moran, the wrestler, is his official like page with 3,820 likes so far. Help him to get to 4,000 likes. I will really make his day. And he's also on Twitter as well. He's just recently tweeted out something, I think. He retweeted me. On Twitter with 745 followers, helping to get to 1,000 followers. And he also on Instagram, same username as Twitter, as he just mentioned, there were 2,010 followers. You follow a lot of people on Instagram, though. 4,640 people you follow, and that's a picture you're talking about of you mocking Festus, aka Luke Gallows, yesterday on Instagram. So again, you post a lot of things on Instagram. You say he's very active on social media compared to our other guest who is taking a break from social media. And will you be taking a break from social media or anything like that, or are you quite happy with the amount of social media you do?
I try to keep it to, I post once a day, or I try to post once a day. I'm not on it like every second. Like, I work a 40-hour-a-week job. I, go to the gym right after my job. I try to eat healthy. So I do keep that busy. I have a long-distance relationship on top of that. So, sometimes my girlfriend will be like, did you see so-and-so on this and that? And I'm like, I haven't had time today to look at that and see that. She'll make fun of me because I'll be like, oh, did you see this? And she's like, yeah, I saw that like 3 weeks ago. I'm like, oh, crazy. And like, there's so many, streaming services now with like, and I'm a big like Sunday, if I don't have a show and I don't have to be anywhere, usually I make Sunday my off day. I'd like to just lay on the couch and watch some, TV show, or if I binge watch a TV show, or if I watch a couple movies that day, actually go to the movies. Like, Sunday's my day to recoup. I gotta, cook all my meals for the week. It's, it's a grind, but, I love it.
Yeah, and let's talk about this quickly. I know we are now at the 40-minute mark, which you did give me the time limit for. So let me know when you need to just leave this conversation. If it is now, then let me know.
We're good. We can push it a little bit.
Okay. Okay. I was gonna say, what programs do you like to binge watch on outside wrestling to give you a bit more of a personal connection to one of your? If Johnny Moran is your favorite wrestler, there's a personal connection to him for you, and as well, how do you train and prepare your meals and?
They're bland as anything. I try, like, my mom and dad, I love them to death. They've always supported me. They've never said, like, no, don't go do this whole wrestling thing, because there's a lot of parents that would have been out there and said that. But the rule was, get your college degree, and if you want to do this, you can do this, but, make sure you're safe and all that. But they are not the most in shape people, so I have really crappy genes. I'm just my dad was big. My older brother James is big. My brother Joe is big. My little brother Dave is little. So there's 4 brothers, and we're all kind of built like my dad, except for my brother Dave. My brother Dave is kind of just thin. He could eat whatever he wants. Like, if Dave cleans up his diet for like 2 weeks, he has a 6-pack. I don't have that luxury. And, it's hard being in a relationship because, like when my girlfriend comes in, I want to go out to eat with her because I don't see her all week.
Yeah.
So when we go out to eat, let's get an appetizer, let's get this. And then we're around each other and we're like, oh, come on, let's go try this or have some of this. And, that's the tough things. During the week, I try to keep myself really strict. Now I'm trying to keep myself even more strict. And she's on board with that too because she wants to get a little bit more strict on her diet. But I just, I grill like 3 ounces of chicken for my lunch, 3 ounces of chicken for my dinner. Usually I'll have some asparagus with my lunch. I'll have some kale with my dinner. My breakfast, I usually have 6 eggs, 4 of the yolks in there. I have steel cut oats. I ate a little kimchi, and I use some coconut oil. I just eat a straight tablespoon of coconut oil a day, and I do a shot of apple cider vinegar.
Nice.
Once a day. Yeah. And besides that, like I'll have a protein shake here and there.
Yeah.
I'll have a protein shake after my workout, and I'll have, a protein shake if I'm craving something.
I like it. It's like it. You've got a good, healthy immune system going on there with all your good diets and training to keep yourself fit for the road ahead. Every weekend you do wrestle on. And will you any plans to come to the UK anytime soon?
Nothing in the works right now, but I would love to. Thomas Latimer, he did a seminar at PPW and he gave me his contact info, and he's always sending me people to actually reach out to, and I've reached out to them, and nothing got worked out yet.
Gotcha.
But I'm always open to it in the future. He's another one that can't say enough nice things about. Great guy to me.
He is, and a lot of people know who he is I believe from a different name. I think he used to go under, but
Bram.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Bram, yeah, that's right. And now he's, I think he's now full time back here in the UK now. I can remember on Twitter a few years ago he said that he's staying in the UK or something like that. He said. So
he was. Now he's
changed his mind. He's changed his mind.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure he lives in Georgia now because he's a regular on the NWA show. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong.
No. I'm sure you're right. Because these wrestlers say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to stay here now. I'm not going to come back into full time." And then, a year or so, or maybe even a few months after, they change it. They decide I'm back active again. I'm back in the USA or whatever.
Yeah.
This is quite good. But I'm glad I'm glad you're in contact with him because I think once I actually reached out to him, but again, like always on the Edward Fowler show, we get no response. They're probably either too busy or it goes into the spam messages. As I love that excuse. It goes into the spam messages.
It does sometimes. I will admit that there's been people that have reached out to me and it's sometimes with those apps, they update the apps so you don't always see stuff that goes into your spam folder. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. A lot of things go into my spam folder and I don't ever see them. And then one day I go into my spam folder and there's 60 some odd messages, and a lot of them were podcasts.
Yeah.
A lot of them are promotions that reached out to me, and I'm like, oh man, I feel like an idiot.
Yeah.
I don't want people thinking that I'm completely ignoring them, but if you're ever trying to contact me, it's not hard to find another wrestler that knows me. There's very few people that dislike me, I'd like to say, but there's always a way to get in contact with me.
Exactly. But one thing people have to learn now is always check your spam messages because you never know. Yeah. You never know. You may just get an email.
This is true.
By mistake, to get to the spam email. I'm not saying that's an excuse. It's just that a lot of people just say, "Oh, it's my spam message." Some, say it's actually true, but other people just say they do, but actually it's further down in the email. They couldn't be bothered to say it was actually my email, but scroll down and I'll go get those emails. But anyway, just how it is. Let's talk about then your next New York Championship Wrestling show. You mentioned about PBW tomorrow night.
Yep.
When is that?
My next New York Championship Wrestling show is. I have my calendar right here.
You're gonna have to check there.
It's gonna be February 8th.
All right.
And that's the one where I'm facing Sean Carr, which I'm super excited about and looking forward to. So don't miss that one. No,
don't miss that one at all. February the 8th. Book it in your calendars. Be there, or you can be squared. And you're going to put some history there as Johnny Moran will retain his World Championship, I'm sure, on February the 8th. But before then, he's wrestling tomorrow night for PPW. Where is the locations of these both shows happening tomorrow night and, of course, next Saturday? February the 8th, this side, not next Saturday, week after.
This Saturday is Hazleton, Pennsylvania. And then February the 8th, I almost said next Saturday, just like you did. Is Whitesboro, New York. It's very north New York.
Okay. Interesting. Well, there you go. Then now you know the addresses and even more accurate detail of the actual address. Then go to both PPW, I think it's Entertainment, on Facebook or on Instagram or on Twitter at PPW1, I think it is. Or New York Championship Wrestling on Facebook and on Instagram, or NYCW, I think it is on Twitter, I think. Not 100% sure about that, but I'm sure you'll find it on those social medias.
If you go on my social media,
go on.
You can find all the links.
Yeah, if you go on Johnny Moran's social media, which we mentioned earlier on in the show, if you just rewind to them and you can see him on the screen. Or throughout this video, we've been showing them all throughout this video, so just go on any of them social media will be promoted and plugged here on the Edward Fowler Show. Is there anything else you like to plug? Maybe that you're maybe you got some merch, maybe, or anything else you want to plug before we wrap this up?
I do have merchandise. I have this nice Johnny Moran hat. You can buy it at my merch stand. I don't have a website to sell them yet, but I do. You know, wherever I am, you can come up, meet me, talk to me for a couple minutes, and actually purchase a hat. I have stickers, I have buttons, I have 8x10s, I have some remaining T-shirts of what I used to go by that we're not going to say on the air, because neither one of us want to get sued by Ric Flair.
Gotcha. Thank you.
I have some smalls and some mediums left, so if you fit in smalls and mediums, let me know. Come up. We can get them out of my merch bin. Yeah. And eventually, probably in March, there will be Dark Horse baseball shirts coming out.
Interesting. I like it. And I have to say as well that I'm surprised you're not on Pro Wrestling Tees. Kind of thing. I'm surprised because you got all these connections, and there's one more question I want to ask you about this particular person, because I won't tell how I came across that this person, but I'm going to say All Elite Wrestling, the heavy hitter.
Sonny Kiss.
Sonny Kiss, there you go. That's no one for me, but no, I was more about the guy who is in the inner circle. But go ahead about the Sonny Kiss one. I love that one as well. But yeah, Sonny Kiss and the heavy hitter from the inner circle. You can't honestly believe you don't know who I'm talking about regarding that.
No, who? Jack.
There we go.
Yeah, Jake Hager. Yeah. I actually have a funny story about him. Let me tell you how I know Sonny first. Yeah. So if you want something from Pro Wrestling Tees that has my face on it,
there you go.
If you go to Sonny Kiss's store, there is a Mighty Militia shirt. And Sonny, I think I'm in the center. My old tag team partner's on the side. Mm-hmm. Sonny's on the other side. I forget how it's all worked out. I have the T-shirt here somewhere. But Sonny used to be our third partner. We had a little trio called the Mighty Militia.
Gotcha.
And Sonny used to be a part of that group. So I go way back with Sonny Kiss. Funny story about Jake Hager. When he came to PPW, I actually picked him up from the airport. We went out to lunch at a local restaurant, and then we went to PPW. Great guy, great to be around.
Great guy? He's not a great guy. No. Not when he hangs around with the Le Champion and the Inner Circle, the Goon Squad that I call him, hanging around Chris Jericho. He's much better than those morons in the Inner Circle with the Le Champion. He should be the world champion right now, and he should have all the buffalo
well,
to
maybe
himself.
Someday. Never say never, you know?
Never say never, but one thing I will say, though, Sonny Kiss, one day soon, I won't say when because I don't know when either myself, but one day soon, I'm hoping to get that person on the Edward Fowler show, because maybe I can't get on the person on my show because I have reached out to All Elite Wrestling last year, and guess what? The media relations people did not get back to me, so I don't know why, but obviously they must think they are too busy.
Might be busy at the moment, but I'm sure Sonny would love to be on here. Sonny's a great guy. I'm very good friends with his boyfriend right now, Killian McMurphy. You know, and I'm very, very good friends still with Sonny. Both great people. Either one of them would love to be on this show, I'm sure. Yeah,
well, if you can get me in contact with Sonny Kiss's current relationship person, boyfriend, bring him on. That'd be great. It'd be great because we can. That could be. Who would you suggest me to get in contact with next? And you just answer that question. So there we go. So we're going to bring on who again?
Killian McMurphy.
Killian McMurphy, come on down to the Edward Fowler show. There we go. Make it happen. Get me their email, and I will email them and set that up. One thing I want to say, though, is from PWX. Have you heard of PWX in the Carolinas?
Yes.
Great. Have you ever heard of this wrestler called Jason Cade?
No, I haven't.
I think he's the current. He's somebody on the. I think he's either the current heavyweight champion or he's one of the outstanding wrestlers in PWS right now. I'm just going to quickly check on my phone. I don't want to get wrong information to you. Double check this. It's loading up his speak. Yes, he is actually. Yes, so he is. Yes, he's the current world heavyweight champion of PWX. He emailed me during this show, so you never know who I may get emails from live, and so we are making that happen. Hopefully, so stick around for that news coming to my social media. Again, when that breaks, I will announce it officially on my Twitter account _ Edward Fowler _ which is right there below on your screen right now. You can also follow me on Instagram as well, Edward Fowler Show, simple enough on Instagram, where Johnny Moran followed me on there earlier today, which is much appreciated. I wouldn't even follow you back, did I? I didn't follow you first, so I apologize for that, but I did follow you back. So there you go about that. Have you enjoyed yourself here on the Edward Fowler Show tonight?
Oh, it was fantastic. Thank you for having me.
That's good. I hope you enjoyed it, and to everyone who's watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and I do hope that you enjoyed tonight's show. And if you have, make sure you do show your appreciation by slapping a like, sharing this video with all your wrestling friends on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Spread the word of Johnny Moran. Help him to get him booked here in the UK, because we would love to see him in the UK sometime soon. And I know a quick question come to me. Are you do you like American football and soccer?
Sure, I love American football. I'm not up on my soccer game. I'm not gonna lie. And I don't even really watch American football right now. I am a Washington Redskins fan, but they're terrible, and they disappoint me every single year. But I'm still a fan, so I won't give up on them.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I don't get to watch that much football because I'm usually wrestling and trying to catch up on other things on Sunday. I try to catch whatever's on the TV.
Traditional TV, I like it. Not on Netflix, not on Amazon Prime. Traditional TV, I like it. Well, it has been a pleasure having you on the show again.
My pleasure.
And again, it was overdue. We'd do it last week, but we did it tonight instead. Definitely tonight. I got a bit nervous because I thought, around an hour ago, I thought, I'm going to get a message from him saying he's going to reschedule it again.
No. I owe it to you. I had a little mini emergency last week, so I appreciate you working with me.
No, not a problem at all. It's been a pleasure. And until the next episode drops, make sure you click the notification bell. It means you're always in the loop when the next episode drops live. Because again, we're so 2020. We're not 2008. Where we still pre-upload our shows like Chris Van Vliet and the Alicia Toots of the world does. But we are in the 21st century. We do things a little bit differently. One take, one cut. That's what we do here on the Edward Fowler Show. Thank you again for tuning in. And you never know, we might be live next week sometime. And hopefully my voice will be back to 100%. I got a feeling that tomorrow or Sunday, I may lose my voice completely.
Oh, no.
No.
Thank you again. Thank you.